If you want to see a koi pond that fits perfectly with your garden, has the best water quality and the biggest and best koi in your country, guys, this video, we're in Germany and today I'm visiting this amazing koi pond with some of the highest quality fish I've ever seen. So my name is Ivo and I'm the koi partner, and I am visiting the most beautiful gardens, ponds and koi collections all around the world. As I just said in the introduction, I'm in Germany and I'm a guest of Martin and Makoto from the Konishi Europe and Konishi Koi Farm in Japan. These fish, these beautiful living works of art, are bred by the breeder, and today we're visiting this beautiful pond. We're going to feed the fish. We're going to tell you a lot about the pond design, how they built the pond, how they filter the pond. But we're going to tell you something really cool about some of these special varieties that I have never seen before, and even not in this quality. So let's get started.
Today the pond of Frank and Valentina, they are probably one of the best Konishi customers since years, and they are collecting every year around 5 to 10 pieces. They have still a lot of pieces swimming at Konishi Koi Farm as Ascari koi. And probably we have from some variety Konishi bred in the last years the best offspring. For example, let me show this Kavari koi.
Unbelievable.
Kavari koi. It's really unbelievable, over 90 cm. We have this Koyu with 95 to 100 centimeter, one of the best. This outstanding Kuchaku. So they are really selecting koi. They love koi, and their demand is very high. And they do everything to have the best water, to supply the best water to the koi. For example, they have a huge biological filter and a drum filter. Now they want to, probably next year, they want to add some brushes to get more, a bigger biodiversity. But even now the water it's really perfect. And what they really take care about, that they do not have too much fish in the pond. So they want always supply around 2 tons for one fish. That means we have now around 50 pieces for 100 ton, and this is perfect. They're feeding 2.5 kilogram a day, and even with that large amount of food, we have a water quality that is really impressive. They are feeding Konishi #1. This is the reason why the water is clear and why we have no coloration of the water. Even when the fish are swimming on the bottom, they are really white. No yellow tint, no orange tint, and yeah.
And with some of the brands these days, you do have those coloration in your water.
Yeah.
But that's a great introduction of the video, Martin. Thank you so much. This week I'm a guest of Martin, his daughter Lisa and Makoto, and we are visiting some amazing ponds and some customers of Martin. Martin is the owner of Konishi Europe, and he works very closely together with Makoto from the Konishi Koi Farm in Japan, if I'm right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I do only know Konishi as a koi breeder.
And it's really cool, guys. You will see a lot of great videos on our channels in the next coming months. We're going to Japan. I'm going to Japan, and I've been invited to the Konishi Koi Farm,
Of course.
to do some very big harvest, make some videos about it, and show some of these amazing fish that are being bred by the Konishi Koi Farm. Just to be honest, I am used to a lot of Gosanka varieties, Kohaku, Showa, Sanka. That's what most of the people like in Holland and the UK, for example. But when I see these types of fish and the Karashi kois, the Kujakus, all these beautiful one-color fish, it is something beautiful. It's amazing. I'm speechless, and I will tell you why. These fish are so big, and I've never seen so many big koi from one single breeder, beside the Gosanka varieties.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So for the people at home, can you tell me a little bit more about your relationship with Makoto?
Yeah, I met his father around 25 years before, and I was still studying. But my biggest dream was to continue as a koi dealer in Europe. But there was one thing. I want to have the brand name of Konishi, and I want to have the exclusivity for the fish his father was breeding. And he said, yes, okay, Martin, you're a tough guy. You can do so. And so I started with nothing. But year by year I improved, and Konishi Koi Farm improved. I think 25 years before, the size of the Konishi Koi Farm was around 40% we have now. So his son Makoto, he really enlarged everything. He built new greenhouses, he built new mud ponds, and he developed a lot of new bloodlines, new varieties, and it was growing and growing and growing. And while the Konishi koi farm was growing, I was growing as well. I had a chance to grow, and just to work with one breeder gives me the opportunity to have the best health of fish. So we have absolutely no problem with how to
Contaminations
say,
and
contamination,
stuff,
whatever.
the mixing of the different
with
fish.
mixing, and this is our biggest advantage. Close to the variety, to the growing of Konishi koi, it's really outstanding. But the most important thing for koi is the health. And this is what Konishi can really supply all over the world. And this is the reason why we work just exclusively with Konishi koi farm.
Yeah, that's amazing. And talking about the fish, we just talked about it off camera, about how many varieties can be bred by one single breeder. And then it's not even about the fact it's a very big achievement to breed so many varieties. It's also about the quality, because all the fish you see in here, and also the other ponds we visited in the last few episodes, the fish are from outstanding quality. They all have the big bodies everyone is dreaming of. And I mean, the fish speak for themselves. They're absolutely
But
beautiful.
we shouldn't judge about the beauty of our fish. That is the work of our customers. We take care that we have healthy fish, good growing fish, and if they are beautiful as well, it's the bonus.
True. What can we tell the people at home about this pond, Martin? Because it is around 100,000 liters. You already told a little bit about the filtration system. How many bottom drains does it have? Did the owner build it himself, or was you involved in the project? What can you tell about the details of this pond?
It has 100 tons. I don't know the exact number of bottom drains because I wasn't involved when they were building the pond. It was done by a pond builder, and he did really a great job. So I think the amount of bottom drain, wait, I will ask. Wie viele Bodenabläufe habt ihr? Six bottom drains, some skim filters. So we always advise one bottom drain or skim filter for skimmer for 10 tons. So we have around 8-9 connecting pipes to the filter. It's enough. He's recirculating the water once an hour by Oasis pumps, the pumps that we really recommend. And yeah, he has a big drum filter, around 10% of biological filter with helix. And I think the pond architecture, it's really good. It's even good for big fish. They have a lot of space to swim around, to get good muscles. And this is what Makoto said before, that they really improved since he last visiting that pond 2 years before. They really improved by body, by growing, and by beauty. And this is always, body is not easy, growing is not easy, and beauty is not easy. And if you get all those three parts, then you did a perfect job.
I agree. About the feeding, it is almost 2 kilograms a day.
Yeah.
That is insane. That's a lot.
It sounds insane, but if we see, we have 50 to 60 fish, and when we say it's a average weight of around 10 kilogram, because mainly the koi are over 70 centimeters, and we say a Karashi koi with 80 centimeters has exactly, more or less, 10 kilogram.
Oh wow.
And so if we calculate just 10 kilograms, and there's a lot of fish inside, being much heavier, but if we calculate 10 kilogram, then we have around 500 kilogram, half a ton of fish here inside, and 2.5 kilogram, it's just 0.5%. So if the temperature is high, the filter is working well, and the koi are hungry, so no problem. And you see the fish swimming around. They are not on the bottom, they are not in the middle water. This is always a sign, should give you a warning that you're feeding too much or that the water is not in the best condition. But they're swimming around, they're doing their job. If you start feeding, they're all coming. And so if all these facts are given, you can feed. But always be careful.
I have one more question for the koi ponds and hobbyists here in Germany. We visited a couple of ponds today, and I see everyone is heating the ponds.
Yeah.
This owner as well. Is it really common here? Because in the Netherlands the gas price is so high, where it's like heating your pond is like very expensive, but it has a lot of advantages for the fish, especially during summertime, when you really can get stable temperatures. Even when the nights are colder and the days are very hot, you can still like. How do you experience that?
My experience is if we simulate the Japanese climate, That means a lot of heat and a lot of water, that we make a lot of water exchange. We advise to our customers in summertime 25% of the water exchange to fresh water. And if you are able to heat from beginning of May to the end of September, then we have the best growing season. If you can heat your pond over 22, 23, 24 degrees, then you have a growing and a development like they have in Japan. So what we are doing is just to simulate the climate of Japan. Spoken in easy words, you can keep koi in Germany, everywhere in the north or in the south, without heating. So your fish won't die, but they will grow slowly, step by step. They can also get volume. But if you really want to have the maximum visible potential, if you want to make maximum potential of the fish visible and you start heating and you get the first 5-6 years, if you get him really to jumbo size, then it's a good game.
And you advise not to heat the ponds in the wintertime, right?
It's different. I always say if you spend the money for heating in summertime, then you have really a success. You see it with your eyes by growing with size, with body. If you heat in wintertime, 2-3 degrees, probably the koi even recognize.
Yeah.
So we advise keep them cool. They will not die. They can adapt to the cold water, no problem at all. Yeah, and invest the money for heating in summertime. And we are working in Germany mainly with heating pumps, so we get the heat out of the air, and then it's quite cheap.
One more question before ending the video, Martin. If people see this video for the first time and this is their first experience with the Japanese koi and such a beautiful, because this is an exceptional pond from a money perspective as well. If people want to start, what advice can you give them and how can they contact you to ask you for more advice or to help people buy their first koi here in Germany?
If you start to the koi hobby, the most important thing is build a good koi pond and filter architecture. If you start with the bad architecture, you will never have success in koi hobby. And we always say in Germany, everyone is building his koi pond for 3 times. First, he's building a pond, he's with his own idea. Then he realized the water is not good, the water is cloudy, the water parameters are not the best, whatever. And then they start to rebuild, and they rebuild the filter and blah, blah, blah. And if you start, the filter can't be big enough. Yeah. The main problem are still too small filter systems. And then start not with too much fish and start with quality fish. Yeah, we have many customers starting with 20 small fish, 10 to 12 cm, real the cheap ones. They want to try. But you try with an animal, yeah? And tabun, that means it's Japanese and means maybe. 2 years later, all those small fish grow to a bigger size, but probably they're not that beautiful that you would like to have them. And then you have animals and you have to give them to other customers. So start with a few fish, 5 fish, 7 fish, or whatever, but take care to buy quality from the beginning. And if you want to contact us, then it's konishi-koi.com. It's our website. There we have weekly auctions, and if you want to have special recommendations, whatever, send us an email.
Great, and I will put a link in the description, of course,
Thank you.
For that. Thank you so much, Martin. We're going to enjoy these beautiful fish together with the owners, with the breeder, and everyone that's here today. As you have seen, guys, this is an exceptional pond with an exceptional koi collection. And I am really falling in love, guys, with the Konishi koi farm fish. They are absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for watching. Give a like. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this video. And we'll see you in the next episode.